My name is Kat and I want to welcome you to my design studio where today I'm going to teach you how to make a wedding floral pillar candle, like centerpiece to go on like a wedding table. So whether you use this as the head table, whether you use this as individual little tables where everyone's seating, where maybe at the end of the evening they get to take the centerpiece or whatever game you decide to play that helps designate, who gets the centerpiece in the front of the table. But it's just a really great idea, especially knowing that we're coming up into the wedding season. And these can be made in any color for whatever your theme is, whatever your color is, whatever holiday you happen to have. And if you need a last minute gift because you find yourself, being invited to a housewarming gift or something like that, these are a great item to have on hand so that it's a really nice gift. Not only are you gifting, maybe your favorite bottle of wine or your favorite gourmet olive oil. We've done it with the gourmet olive oils before. Sparkling apple cider, or even a pillar. This is going to be amazing. So I want to welcome you if you're a first-time follower to my page. Thanks for joining me, and I can't wait for you guys to see what we're going to make tonight. I have a couple samples of some things that we have done in the past, and these are just great gifts. I keep a couple of them on hand because we're always, going to like an unexpected dinner at, company's Christmas party or Christmas holiday party, or who knows, a barbecue, something like that. So you always want to be sure that, you have something nice that you take as a thank you gift to whoever's hosting the event. So I am going to pivot you down, and then I'm going to explain everything. And then I'll give you guys the code to order your own. And trust me, you're going to want to order at least a set of these. They do come in sets of 8. And of course, they come in bigger sets as well. But just the set of 8 alone will get you through the rest of the holidays that you'll probably need. So I'm going to go ahead and pivot you guys down for just 1 second. So hang tight. This way, it's a little easier for you to see. Let me go ahead and move the light down so we're not getting a light white balance blowback. So these are what we're going to kind of be doing. We've done this one already. This is our patriotic bottle bouquet, and this is done with red roses, blue cornflowers, and white daisies and white baby's breath. So this is exactly how it looks when you present it to whomever at your patriotic 4th of July barbecue. You could bring whatever, favorite drink that you want to have. We always do sparkling apple cider because it's always definitely a winner there. So they're really simple, easy. They're just little clips in which you build your flower base in, and then these slide onto any bottle. And I want to say the diameter is about 4 to 5 inches, but as you can see, it's open, so you can go a little bit wider, depending upon what you want. If you're going to be using them on the pillar candles, however, I would caution you to use the flameless candles. You can do fresh florals. You can also do artificial florals. I like the artificial ones because they look good all year round. I mean, I have had ones from last year that still look amazing. I have ones that I put out on our table at Christmas time, or we take as Christmas hostess gifts to whoever's hosting, whatever Christmas dinner. So I'm going to be teaching you how to build these. Like I said, this is the one that just happens to go on the Martinelli's sparkling apple cider. And then this is what we're going to be working on today. This is the one that goes on your pillar candle. And I think my pillar candle base is 5 inches. You can go taller. Hi, Cheryl. Welcome. You can go much taller. You can probably even, I'm trying to think. It would have to be a really well-built hurricane glass because you know how some of the glasses are a little thin. So once you slide your bottle bouquet on the top, I just want to caution you, test it first before you make them for like all 14 tables or all 10 tables, whatever. I wish I would have known this earlier. I wish I would have known about this product, especially with my own daughter's wedding. You can design them in any color. Like you could incorporate sunflowers if you're going for more summer country wedding. This one I happen to have done for Mother's Day / spring / Easter. So this is a combination of ranunculus, lavender, and purple tulips along with boxwood. And so we are going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to show you how simple it is to make these. So I'm going to move those out of the way. Just push those way over here. So this is what your bottle bouquet looks like when you get them. And you're like, okay, so I just don't get it. Like I said, they slide on the bottle. Here's another candle. So this one's a little bit darker. They just slide over a candle. This one is a flameless candle, so this would be perfect here. And then you're going to, like I said, if you want to use fresh florals, then you're going to want to get it's a wet floral. It's kind of a green color that you can soak and get wet, and then that way it'll last for the duration of the event. We're using dry desert foam, so this is for the artificial florals. I would caution you to not use like the hard, dry, white styrofoam. Let's see if I have one handy that I can kind of show you what it looks like. I have a small ball, but you don't want to get these. So this is that hard styrofoam ball. You don't want to use those. You want to use the dry desert foam, and I believe I have a block of it that looks like this. These are the ones that you find in the store that all the kids poke their fingers in. Come on, be honest. We've all done it. So this is what we're going to be using. It's dry desert foam. You can glue it. You can opt to not glue it. That way you can take it apart. I am not gluing mine into the bottom of my bottle bouquet because I like the opportunity to be able to take it out. And, you know, if you have one, you can take it out and interchange it for the holidays. So, you will buy your dry desert foam like this. This is a piece that I had left over from the last one we just did. So they come in like it's a 4-inch cylinder block, and you get 2 of them in a package. I got mine from, give me a second, let me think about it, Hobby Lobby. So they're about 5 inches round. And what you're going to do is you're going to cut these to fit. And you can just use a regular butter knife. That's all I'm going to do. And we want it to be to where we have just a quarter over the top. So you don't want it completely flush. You want to have it float just a little bit. So I find the easiest way to do it, so you can tell that that was the original bottom. You just kind of push down gently. So you kind of get the little groove that kind of gives you like a mold, I guess, of where you want to be. So we'll cut that one off. And I think I have to take more off the back side. So I'm just going to trim this up. So it looks like it'll fit. Okay, we'll try that. Still a little bit snug on the back end, so I'm going to go ahead and just take this little bit off right here. This is where it's rubbing. And if you want to keep this as a forever item, then just go ahead and glue this in. We are not saving any of that stuff. So see how it fits in there nice and snug, and you have that, I think it's probably about a 1/2 inch to a quarter. That's perfectly fine for this. So that is exactly what you're looking for. Now I hate the way that this stuff feels, so I'm going to get rid of it because it's just got like a little bit of a grit to it. So I don't like to play around with it. All right, I have my glue skillet here. I would bring it closer, but as you guys know, you can't put your glue skillet on top of your self-healing cutting mat. Because of the heat surface underneath, it would cause your cutting mat to warp. But nonetheless, we have our glue skillet here. It's all ready to go. I just have it kind of sitting off camera. And we are ready to go. So, any questions so far? Let me go ahead and give you guys the code for ordering yours. So give me 1 second. Okay. Hi, Eileen. Hi, Audrey. So you're going to go to, let's just do it this way. Because trying to touch and do it, I am just not a good touch and do kind of person. So you're going to go to flowerbox.com and you're going to do / oop, and it won't, I'm trying to take out. Here we go. Cats Creations. So you want to make sure that you put that in there so that you get your discount. So flowerbox.com, Cats Creations. I'm going to go ahead and pin this. Okay. And then the code is going to be Cats Creations, all caps. Just like this. Okay. So you guys got that. So when you go over to flowerbox.com / Cats Creations, you can see they have a couple products there. They have some great wreath making books as well. But the bottle bouquets come in a set of 8. They are, I believe, $30. And you get 10% off your very first order. So all you have to do is upon checkout, you're going to want to put in that coupon code Cats Creations, all caps, in order to get your discount off of your first order. And then look, you'll have them for 4th of July. You'll have them for, back to school would be a really great one to give to a teacher. You could do Halloween, you could do fall, you could do Christmas, you have New Year's, and on and on and on. And like I said, I use these because I know during the holidays we travel a lot. So these are the perfect, great gift idea because they can be used long after, the bottle has been opened or the pillar candle has been used and they want to put it on something else. So the colors that we are going to use today are going to be, since we're going wedding theme, kind of going with a little wedding vibe going on here. So we're using white ranunculus along with it's almost like a peach color, but not quite. It's almost like a champagne blush color. And then we're going to top that off with some little mini ranunculus. We have some, it's overly clingy today. We have some eucalyptus that we're going to be using. We're also going to be coming in with our baby's breath. And if we need to, I have some other greenery. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to green up our base. So what does that mean? Greening up your base? Well, it simply means that we're going to cover the bottom part where it hangs over like this. Where it hangs over, we want to green that up so that when we come in and add our florals, this whole lower level is completely covered, right? We don't want to be able to flip it around and see, the mechanics of what we've done. We want people to kind of be amazed at, oh my word, what did you just create? So, in order to do that, we are going to start with, trying to find it here. Oops. We're going to use some pieces of boxwood. This is from Hobby Lobby, and if you buy them in the garland section, you can get them at a really good price. So we're going to be using these, and I'm going to cut them to the length I need. So like this, you think about it, by the time it goes in, you have this here. It's going to be user preference. Some people like a lot of florals. Some people don't like a lot of florals. So you can make it to suit your look or your need. Okay? So let's go ahead and take these ones off. Let's bring it in a little bit closer. And then with that, I'm going to trim this down. So I'm going to glue as I go. So super simple. I'm just dipping that inside and pushing that right into that foam base. This is going to cover the mechanics of what we're doing. And then I'm going to bring in a little higher. Oops. I'm going to hold this so that we don't get any in our glue. And I kind of come in at an angle. Just like so. And I'm going to go all the way around. So we're coming in like this. Okay. So you see, I'm just using the same one singular piece. This one kind of goes up. I like that one. Okay, there we go. Gonna keep cutting to the next piece. We've got this one going on here. Go a little higher. Gonna kind of go right into the side like that. Cut back a little bit more because at this point you still have the area that's going to be seen by the bottle. So I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see a little bit more. So here I'm going to go ahead and come in. Right there. So at this stage, and you can constantly take your bottle and just, you know, take it here and measure it and see, does this provide you the type of coverage that you're going for? So, and you can have your bottle go, or the bottle bouquet go all the way to the bottom. You can have it elevate a little bit, but what we want to do is kind of create a little bit of a cascade effect here, kind of like what we're doing here. Okay. We'll trim a couple more pieces off. Let's see. I want something up in here for some height. So I'm going to go right here towards the front. I'm going to have that come up. And then do the same thing on the opposite side. Okay, there we have. Our base is green. Okay, I know you guys are looking at that going, what's with the big old hole in the center? Well, that's where all our florals are going to go, because we don't want to overcrowd them. So at this point, we are going to start with our focal. And these flowers are from, where did I get them? This is from Hobby Lobby, the white ranunculus. Okay. So we want some height here. So I'm going to go right to the center. Just like that. And I'm going to take 2 of the corresponding peach ones and do the same thing. These ones are from Michael's, so they're a little wobbly. So I'm going to kind of try to find the ones that have the best. There are some that have a better stem on them. Okay. So there's one there. We're going to go ahead and take this, place this on the other side. I'm just trying to get a good dab of glue going. Okay, just like that. Let's come back and add some of the ones that have the little babies. Those are my favorite. It's like these ones have little baby ranunculus through them, so I'm going to have that come out to the side. Trying to get it past my greenery. Okay, just like that. And let's see, can we get one that actually has the stem inside? Might have to go with the non-stem and just put the baby one where I want it to go. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this off because I want it where I want it. Sometimes we have to do that. You guys know me. If the picks don't exist, I just make the pick. Okay. And you can keep your leaves. We can add the leaves to this. We could use a still pick and put the leaves in there, which I might end up doing. Let's see. Let's see what these will do on their own. If not, we can come in. Oh no, those will go in just fine. Okay, so we'll take those. So we can utilize everything on our pick. So this is what we have right now. This is the side. Kind of have it turned a little bit. So this is what it looks like from the front. So we're going to add some more peach, the little peach ones. Okay, and so we're going to kind of come in here with the peach, off to the back a little bit. There's our little baby peach one. Let's grab the other one. Okay. I'm liking how that is all displaying. Let's see. Can we put this last one? It feels like it needs it right in the center. Let's go down a bit. So that's kind of how I have these displayed. Is they're all kind of airy, they're all kind of spacey. I know that still you can look inside and see the green floral foam, but that's okay because we're going to come back in and now we're going to add our accent florals. What do I mean by accent florals? These are going to be like our baby's breath that we're going to come in and add. These are from, let me think, who did I get these from? I want to say from Greenery Market. They're like my favorite baby's breath pick. All right, so there's quite a lot of them on one pick. So I'm breaking them down into smaller pieces so I can place the color where I want them to go. Okay. So I kind of think, when I think of weddings, I think it has to kind of be open and airy. So I'm just kind of looking at this for placement. Let's look at it this way instead. There is a short piece on here and a long piece, but I want the shorter pieces coming to the front. So I kind of like that. So I just know how I need to present that. So bring all the short pieces to the front. Just like so. And see how we're slowly filling that? And it looks very open and very airy, very elegant. So I'm going to go back in here, back towards our back. And I don't think I want that whole pick in there. I think I want this. Let me look. I'm trying to go past the leaves and see, hey, where can I place those? So I kind of like that. let's pick off all the protruding pieces. Again, we're putting height right in here. And I'm just going around and looking at where do I need to add some height or some fluff. Let's see, this might be a little too long. I'm going to do it right in here. Fill that. And then we're going to take a couple pieces and put those right in the front. There's one. And we're going to put another piece right in between down under here. Trying not to let it slide around. Okay, so this is what it looks like thus far. So as we turn it, this is what we've done. I'm kind of just trying to tilt the bottle so you can kind of see the configuration of how that presents. I think it needs to come back forward so that if it's like this, this is what we can see all the way around. And you guys are kind of seeing an upper overview, but that's what we've done thus far. So now I want to take in a couple pieces of our eucalyptus. So I'm going to cut long initially. I don't think I'm going to need them that long, but this is my height. And I definitely want that a little bit shorter. So that simply just means go smaller. So I'm going to add some of that darker green of the eucalyptus. Couple pieces on each side. Let me make sure. Ooh, I really like that color. That color is such a nice contrast to all the olive green. So there's that. I need to glue this back in because I kind of bumped it out. There we go. Okay. I'm going to take these little pieces that I cut off and do the exact same thing. Let's try to put it on a steel pick. Let's see what that looks like. Kind of helps if you have space. Wasn't planning on using this steel pick, but we shall see what that looks like. So this is a steel pick. It basically just puts, you know, I have a really wimpy stem on there, and I'll show you how we use that. So again, I'm dipping it inside, and I'm kind of able to come in and add those pieces exactly where I want them to be to break up, you know, some of the light colors along with kind of like a Kelly green, and just add a deeper forest green. So let's look at how do you use your steel pick machine, Kat. Super simple. Let me strong arm this over here because it's pretty heavy. Okay, let me go out. So steel pick machine. I don't use it that often because it's super expensive to have. So this is kind of like my luxury tool for florals. So I have this. It has no wire in it. It's really difficult to kind of push into that dry foam. So it's loaded with a steel pick. So let's pull this out so you can see what it looks like. This is a steel pick. So it's got little grab handles on there so that when I go and lay that, those little arms on the outside get pinched around the pick so that I can push it directly in. So, and they're razor sharp. Oop, I just did that one for no reason. There I am, loaded. Keeping it right where I want it to be. Wrap it around the outside, pull that out. And so now I have those little handles that go all the way around my steel pick. So this allows me to take that little sucker, and that's super sharp, and put it anywhere I want. Okay, so I'm just taking a couple of those little pieces. We'll do another steel pick. Pull this one out, and I'm just kind of tucking them in and around my florals. We'll grab this one right here in the front. Okay. Just like so. And then I'm going to take those little ranunculus leaves that we had off of the bigger one and put those on a steel pick too. So that, hey, my florals can have their leaves. So we are going to go in. So we have our leaves at the bottom. I'm just going to finish up with that. A steel pick is great if you have something super simple and it doesn't have enough on there to kind of give you something to push into. If you don't have the steel pick machine, you can use floral picks, which are like little green wood stems that you can push in the same way, but you just have to wrap them around your florals. Okay, I think I am finished. I try not to overdo it. I know that's a little crazy for Kat. I do have one area in the back where I can see my form. So I'm simply going to take those little boxwood pieces that I cut off, and I'm just going to use those to cover my area. And voila, we're all done. It's super easy. So this is our finished product. So we have a whole bunch of different height, a bunch of different, we have baby's breath, peach and white creamy ranunculus. We have the eucalyptus. We have some boxwood pieces in here along with white baby's breath, and that is all you need. So this placed in, the center of a table, whether you do a pillar candle, like I'll show you the pillar candle. Let's grab the white one. The white one. Okay, so here's the white. You're just going to take your bottle bouquet, and because mine is it's a real candle, I'm just opening it to clip it on the side. But if I push it all the way to the bottom, there you have it. So you can go a little bit taller. I think these ones are, I want to say they're 6 inches tall. So not quite tall enough. Maybe 9 would be really gorgeous on here. But that, in a nutshell, is exactly what we have created. And it's super simple and super easy. And if you just have a few florals laying around, you can make this no problem. So, what questions do you guys have? Hi, Gail. Oh, Lori, you ordered a pick machine? How awesome. You're going to love it. The reason, like I said, the reason why I never use it in any of my tutorials is because it's expensive. You know, I'm just ruining my bottle because my bottle was fresh out of the fridge. But there you go. It's all ready to go. Of course, I wouldn't use this one because I pretty much thrashed my label because it needed to get to room temperature. Or just Cat needs to be a little bit more cautious when she goes to do it. But there you go. It's all set. It's all ready to go. All right, everyone. Well, if you're watching this on YouTube, I will post the coupon or the website and the code to get 10% off of your order. Look at how great these would be on your craft tables. You can decide whether or not the bottle is included or bottle is just for display purposes only, but they're super fun. So you guys had asked to see them, and we just decided to do one for weddings. Like I said, I only wish that I knew about these a long time ago because they are very nice, very elegant, and very low cost, gorgeous centerpieces for your reception tables. You could do it for banquet tables, for people that are doing Memorial Day, Veterans Dinner. You could do them all in red, white, and blue flowers, and that would look gorgeous for honoring our vets on Memorial Day, or like I said, for your 4th of July barbecue. All right, everyone. Well, thanks for joining me, and I will talk to you soon. Bye for now.